This is Peter Hall. This live stream is going to be about the Redlands Unified School District meeting that I attended last night. Um, they were voting on um, resolutions regarding ending racism and observances on like school calendar and stuff like that. Just about everybody who spoke about those two things, and I just want to say that. I saw a lot of narcissism at that meeting. I've only been to a couple meetings, and every time I go, I see a lot of narcissism, and it's all coming from one particular group of people, the LGBTQ community. Um, and every time they speak, most of the speakers, they all talk about how, like, anything the school board has done or wants to do, how it's going to affect them. Me. I. These people are extremely narcissistic, and all they think about is themselves. Um, Other speakers who are against what the LGBT community wants to do don't speak the same way that the LGBTQ members and their allies speak. Um, the LGBT community members and their allies usually every time they speak, it's always hyper emotional. They're always shouting. They're always lodging personal attacks at school board members. Um, and it's just extremely narcissistic. They're always lying. They're either lying or they're telling half truths, and they're using emotional manipulation. That's what they do every single time. And one of the school board members, the school board recently um, voted in two new members. I They've only been on for several months now, I think. But their names are Candy Olson and Jeanette Wilson, and the LGBT community is constantly attacking them, particularly Candy Olson, because they're accusing her of like harassing a trans athlete at a Riverside athletic event from like a couple months ago or so. And every time they're at a school board meeting, they always bring up this incident, but they never specify who the trans athlete is that Candy Olson allegedly harassed. And they never specify what she said to the trans athlete or what she said about them. All they have as evidence is that she has publicly stated that biological males should not be allowed to compete with biological females. But as far as like her harassing any one individual personally, they have no evidence of that. But they always bring it up that they always accuse her of harassing like a trans athlete, but they never say who the athlete was or what she said, blah blah blah. So yeah, they oh, and they claim that like not allowing biological males to compete against biological females is like um discrimination. It's like they say that like these athletes are not being allowed to compete, so we're discriminating against them, we're violating their rights, etc. These athletes can compete, they just can't compete against biological women. If they're biological males, they cannot compete against biological females because men are, on average, stronger and faster than women. That's just a known fact. So it's an unfair advantage to the so-called trans female athlete when they're competing against real female athletes because men are usually stronger and faster. That isn't to say that like some women can beat some men, but yeah, most men on average are stronger than most women. Let's see. But yeah, so it's oh, and towards the end, one Redlands school district student, uh I don't know how old she is. She's probably a junior or a senior. Maybe she could be a sophomore, but she's probably 16, 17, or 18. But she blamed the school board for her attempted suicide a couple months ago after they banned pride flags on school grounds. She took out like a wad of wristbands and said, "Look at these wristbands. These are wristbands from the hospital that I was sent to after I tried to kill myself because I thought I couldn't live anymore after the pride flag was banned on school grounds." So I don't know who that student is. All I know about her is that she's of Asian descent. I don't know her name, but you need help. You need serious psychological help. Your attempted suicide is not the school board's fault. Anybody who wants to commit, who thinks that life isn't worth living because their particular community flag isn't being flown on public ground, they think that they need to commit suicide because of that, they have some serious mental issues. You need help. Let's see. So yeah. Oh, and they also say that like celebrating Pride isn't about um, celebrating their sexuality and stuff like that. Well, we all know that that's wrong because like there have been multiple um, because we all see videos of like what goes on at these pride parades, and it's a bunch of people walking around like in extremely revealing outfits. Some of them are even naked, and like also a bunch of them are walking around with like dildos strapped to them and stuff like that. They're walking around in like bondage gear. Yeah, don't tell us that it's not about celebrating debauchery and stuff like that when we see what goes on at like these pride events, especially in the big cities like San Francisco, New York, etc. The Washington Post, I don't know how long ago this was written, but quite a few years ago. I think back in 2014, maybe. I'll look it up and read it. I'll do a video where I read it. But the Washington Post wrote an editorial that was literally titled, "Why Kink Belongs at Pride, and I Want My Kids to See It." Vox wrote an article about respectability politics and how, like, um, the LGBT community is facing a crisis because like they want to be included and all this, but the fact that they're promoting these debauched events is clashing with the image that they want to have, and so they're trying to like find out how they can get mainstream culture to accept them while also placating the more flamboyant members of their community. And the article, basically, the whole point of the article was that if LGBT community members can't display their kinks at Pride, then they aren't being allowed to live authentically as human beings. The fact that we want them to display a modicum, a minimal modicum of decent human behavior means that they can't live authentically as human beings. That's nonsense. So yeah, don't tell us that this isn't about celebrating sexual debauchery. It totally is. I will do a video where I read both of those articles and any others that I can find. So yeah, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the narcissism, which is always on full tilt at these meetings. I'm tired of the emotional manipulation. I'm tired of the lying. I'm tired of um, it's flagrant too. They either tell half truths or they blatantly lie. That's what these people do, and I'm tired of it. I don't know how much longer I can go on. So, um, I think I'm gonna say what I couldn't say at the meetings because I spoke twice, but you only get like a minute and 30 seconds to speak at these meetings. So here's everything that I wanted to say but couldn't. Okay, so regarding the resolution to end racism, um, pretty much everybody hates this resolution. Um, their side hates it because like it's not doing enough to combat systemic oppression. That's what they say. Our side hates it because like it's just more waffling word salad about cultural diversity, etc. And their side also hates it because apparently back in the COVID era, like back in 2020, like they came up with a resolution that was